Hey guys, what is up? It's me, the Subway Nerd. Sorry I haven't been posting. I've just, I've been traveling and I've been busy with some other channels. Geography Nerd and Amusement Park Nerd are my other channels, so you can go check those out. I think they are linked on my channels page, but I'll link them in the description of this video too. So anyways, enough talking. Today we are going to be doing part 1 of the New York City subway lines. Did I make it 2 parts just to have more content? Maybe, but the main reason is just because it is a huge subway system. So we are going to divide it up by letter and number trains, but the only ones that aren't going to be in the letter category are the shuttles and the Staten Island Railroad. So that means today we are going to be covering the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, J, L, M, N, Q, R, W, and Z lines. And then the next video, we are going to be covering the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shuttle and Staten Island Railroad lines. So enough talking. I think we can get right into it. So yeah, I will say that we can probably start with the A line. So the A line is pretty much follows the C and E lines. Yeah, the A line goes up to Inwood, 207th Street. That is one of its final stops. But then it also goes all the way to Far Rockaway Mott Avenue. It's a little bit confusing. You can also go to Rockaway Park Beach, 116th Street, and Ozone Park, Lefferts Boulevard. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing some of this right. Yeah. So it basically follows the C line the entire time. And the E line just splits off a little bit to go to the World Trade Center. But we'll get to that a little bit more on the E line. But yes, so the A line goes all the way down through Manhattan. It does not go up into the Bronx, but it goes all the way down through Manhattan, and then it splits off in 2 directions at, I believe, Rockaway Boulevard. So you can go to Ozone Park, Lefferts Boulevard, or you can keep going and then it splits again at Broad Channel, and you can take it to Far Rockaway Mott Avenue or Rockaway Park Beach, 116th Street. Yeah, so that is the A line. Next we will do the B line. So B is on the orange line. A is on the blue line. I forgot to say that. B goes to Bedford Park Boulevard, and then it goes all the way down to, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble finding it. I'm looking at a map while I'm recording this. It goes all the way down to Brighton Beach. So I believe the B is not an express line. The D is the express line on, that line, I guess I can say. This is really weird. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Okay, yeah, so B line, pretty simple too. So C line, we sort of basically talked about it. Basically goes to the same places as the A line, but instead of stopping at Ozone Park, it stops at Euclid Avenue, Euclid. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. And then it ends at 168th Street. So a little bit shorter than the A line and doesn't go as many places. The A line is definitely more local. Then we have the D line, and the D line is, like I said, the express line that runs alongside the B line. So it goes from Norwood, 205th Street, all the way down to Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue. Yeah. So then the E line, The E line runs along the A and C for a little bit, but it does break off at 50th Street. And so the E line, you can take it from Jamaica Center or Parsons/Archer. And then it goes from there to the World Trade Center. But it is a blue line on the map, and it runs along the A and C for a little bit. And it stops at like 14th Street with the A and C and stuff. But okay. Next is the F line, and the F is also orange, but it doesn't run along like B and D as much. But the F line is actually the only subway line that stops at Roosevelt Island. So that's a little interesting fact I've always found interesting. But the F line ends at Jamaica 179th Street. I don't know why I say ends at, but like, you know what I mean. And it goes all the way to Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue. Same with D, N, and Q also end there. So now the G line. Now we're getting into more interesting stuff instead of stuff that just like goes to Manhattan. So the G line is the only line today, unless you count shuttles, that does not have a stop in Manhattan. But that will change when they start construction. If they're going to start construction on the Inner Borough Express, I made a YouTube short on that. That'll be linked in the description, but you can just go to my channel page. It's on the short section. But yeah, so the G line runs from Church Avenue to Court Square. It is like a minority color. It is light green. That's a way to remember it. G for green. But yeah, then we have the J line. We're only halfway through. We have the J line that goes from Jamaica Center, Parsons/Archer. That's also where E and Z stop or end. Oh my God, this is so confusing. And it goes from there to Broad Street. J is a brown line, and it does not have that many stops in Manhattan. It runs along Z and M for a little bit, but it does not have that many stops in Manhattan. It's mainly throughout like the middle of the outer boroughs, like Brooklyn and Queens. Now, where are we? I don't even know where we are. Oh, okay. The L train. So we're getting a little bit interesting. This runs across all of the boroughs. So it starts at 14th Street, and it goes all the way down to Canarsie Rockaway Parkway. But yeah, it runs sort of straight across. It probably does have more stops in Brooklyn and Queens, but when the New York subway was first made, it was made for getting people in and out of Manhattan. So it's not meant to connect like local places in Brooklyn and Queens. It does not like really have a lot of like stops with other subway lines. Now we have the M line. The M line, for the most part, runs along with the J and Z lines a little bit, but it also runs along with the other orange lines. But it goes from Middle Village Metropolitan Avenue, and it ends at Forest Hills 71st Avenue. It is orange. I think I already said that. Then we have the N line, which is yellow. I think this is our first yellow. And it goes from Astoria Ditmars Boulevard all the way down to, I'm losing track of where I am, all the way down to Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue. Yeah, it runs a lot. It goes sort of from Queens to Manhattan and then to Brooklyn. So it sort of connects all three of those boroughs. Then we have the Q line, another yellow one, but does not really run across the yellow line. It's one of the only subway lines that runs underneath Central Park, which is pretty interesting. But it goes from 96th Street to Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue. That's the last one that ends at Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue, don't worry. The R train, I don't even know where it is. Goes from Forest Hills, 71st Avenue, all the way down to Bay Ridge, 95th Street. We have the W train, our last yellow one, which goes from Astoria Ditmars Boulevard to Whitehall Street, Southbury. And then finally, we're gonna end off the video with the Z line. Sorry if I've been not really giving you as much info on the lines as I did in the Los Angeles Metro video, but the Los Angeles Metro video has a lot of expanding to do. I'm just sort of showing you where the lines are on the map and stuff. But yes, so the Z line is the other brown one, and it goes from Jamaica Center, Parsons / Archer, down to Broad Street, just like the J line. I believe it never leaves the J line, I believe. And yeah, it just sort of runs through Brooklyn and Queens a little bit, but mainly through I think Brooklyn, I believe. And then a little bit into Manhattan. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching this video. That is all of the lines we will be covering today. Make sure to tune in next time for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shuttles and Staten Island Railroad lines. But yeah, I think we are going to end the video there. Why did I say I think? We're obviously going to end the video there. That was the plan all along. But don't worry, Subway Stories 2 is coming soon. My friend doesn't come over since we did the first one. But thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'll leave links to my other channels and the short about the Interborough Express in the description if you want to learn more about the New York subway a little bit. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I will see you next time.